Hi, my name's Mark. I'm one of the pastors here at Trillium. I knew a guy that I would consider brilliant in the kind of little ways. He'd see a situation, and right on the spot, he'd come up with an invention in his mind for it. And it was quite amazing to see this happen. And it happened over and over again. Or sometimes he'd look at a system or some kind of human interaction, and he'd come up with a more efficient way or better way of doing it. The only thing I noticed about this guy is that he never actually applied any of his ideas to the concrete, tangible world. I mean, there's no invention out there with his name. There's no new system design with his name to it. It all stayed in his head, kind of in the abstract. And I realized people coming up with ideas, there's a certain genius or brilliance in it. But in fact, it's the application that's really the key element of genius in life. I've been learning the bala. It's a xylophone, a wood slatted keys. It comes from Guinea, Mali, from the Mande music tradition that I drum in as well. It's a beautiful instrument, and I've been starting to take lessons in it. I mean, I saw it played a long time ago, and I got caught up in the abstract idea of being able to play the bala. But learning actually how to play it is a totally different story. And I've been learning this one riff that's really a key riff to learn how to play the instrument. And I've been practicing it over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm down in the basement with all the doors shut, but my poor wife Sally's upstairs and she can hear it. On a couple of occasions she's come to me and she's said to me, "Can you just please play something different?" And then we both laugh because we understand. She understands. You have to constantly go over things if you're going to master it. In fact, to be good at anything in life requires perseverance. That's the most important attribute on anything in life that you want to master to any degree. You want to be a better golfer or a musician and other sports. You want to be a better public speaker. You want to be a better parent. It requires that persevering application to your life. And one of my teachers said to me, a music teacher said, it's 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. See, it's in the application that the real challenge comes to us. I mean, take a guy like Tiger Woods. He had this prodigious talent, this huge talent. At 5 years old, he was on That's Incredible. They were filming him because he was so exceptional. And yet at the top of his game a few years back, when he was leading the PGA and winning all these tournaments, he was known to be the first one out on the practice tee and the last one to leave. So in spite of this great genius he had, there was still an even greater genius in him in applying his imagination or his creativity to the golf course in practical ways, in tangible ways. And if it's true for Woods, it must be true for us too in every facet of life. We talk here at the church about love, and love in divine terms is kind of abstract, but it's how it gets expressed in concrete ways that really matters. Sally was asking me what I was going to talk about this week, and I said to her I was going to talk more about the love panels, and she just kind of rolled her eyes and said, "Oh no, not again." Okay, so I get the message. I'm not going to talk more about the love panels. But the importance of taking the idea and applying it to our lives, to hear about love, but then making it real in concrete ways with our neighbors, in compassion, kindness, love, mercy. That's something that's going to require some inspiration on your part, but it's going to require this perseverance, this sweat, this perspiration to change ourselves so that something powerful can move through us. There's this divine blessing in the abstract that wants to touch the world, but it can only come through us and touch in tangible ways if we allow it to. And there's so much interference that goes on inside of us that gets in the way of this beautiful application of divine blessing and joy. In the church here, we are committing ourselves to engage in the practice of making God's love real by the practice of persevering in ourselves, of making the foundational changes and allowing ourselves to stretch wide as we possibly can in the moments where life tests us hardest. That's what Jesus taught us to do, to extend as wide as we can when the world presses as hard as it can on us. And all we need to do is allow the blessing to move through us and touch the world in tangible, concrete ways and make all the difference.